everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing an update on my palette, and this is the palette of question, I should say. This is my Pure Soiree Diaries palette, and as always when I do pan the palette I have two endpoints. So number one is obviously hitting pan on every single eyeshadow, but if that does not happen then I have a 1,000 uses goal, and then I will end this project once I reach the 1,000 uses, and then I will probably roll in a different pan the palette and do another pan the palette with a different palette. How many times can I say palette in one sentence? I don't know. Anyway, this is the palette in question. Let me open it so you guys can see. I'll try and remember to do like a screenshot here of what it looked like before, just so you are aware of what it looked like back in my previous update. And I do think there's going to be a bit of a change in this one. So here we go. Here is the update. This is the palette as of right now. As you can see, the top row is all panned. So I think I panned this shade in December. So my focus shade currently is this eyeshadow here, but I have not worked on these three eyeshadows. Obviously the elephant in the room is this eyeshadow, which is Gala. Now I made a goal when I first brought this project on that this was the only eyeshadow that was panned when I first rolled in this palette, or first started this project I should say. And I decided that I would make it a goal to use this eyeshadow every single time I dip into this eyeshadow palette. So every single day with my focus shades or like another eyeshadow, I will use this eyeshadow with it. So in total every single day I'm using 3 different eyeshadows, because I'm using this eyeshadow, and then I'm using my focus eyeshadow, and then I'm using one of the rest of the 7 that have not been panned as of yet. That is how I'm working on it. I'm ignoring the other 3 that are panned at the top. So just so that we are aware, this one up the top, I feel like this has changed a lot in the last 3 months. We've got obviously a huge like divot and section at the top has come open and freed itself. I have used this eyeshadow now 182 times in this project. This was not a brand new eyeshadow palette when I rolled this in, so there were uses before this, but this is where we're at. So then next we have got my focus eyeshadow, which is this one here, which is called Splurge. I am currently at 70 uses. Now when you realise that these 4, or these 3 I should say, rolled out at 33 uses, 45 uses and 49 uses, and we're now at 70. So we've already kind of like pretty much doubled our usage at this point, but I do think we are relatively close, because you can kind of see that there's like a crack at the bottom. I've noticed that that happens when I'm near about to hit pan, so I do think we're going to hit pan on this relatively soon. Stunner, which I've used 24 times. We have Snazzy, which I've used 22 times, and we've got Epic, which is 21 times. And then the bottom row are my shimmer eyeshadows, which I think, I think you can tell from the uses, even from this far distance back. These three matte shades in the middle, I do think they are going to take a while to hit pan on, simply because they are deeper colours, darker colours. So it's just naturally going to take a long time. Like, I've used these eyeshadows since the beginning and there's barely any dippage in it. But then you look at the bottom row and we've got Glitzy here, which I think is actually very, very close to hitting pan. This has had 22 uses, and I feel like the dip is really showing through. I think we're close to hitting pan on this one. Then we have Twinkle, which has had 20 uses. Again, I think this is going to hit pan relatively soon. And then we have Dazzle 23 uses and Cosmo with 20 uses. Now Cosmo has had the least dippage out of the shimmers, but that's expected because it is a dark eyeshadow. When you put it on, it does have like good consistency. Like, these are so smooth eyeshadows, they're really easy to pick up on. And so I do think in my next update in 3 months time, at the end of June or the beginning of July, I do think that I'll have hit pan on 2 eyeshadows at that point. I think I'll have hit pan on Splurge and on Glitzy. I think those 2 will be done 100%, and now I'll be working on some of these, which is awesome. Potentially Twinkle as well. I think Twinkle is less likely, but I do think these 2 are for sure going to be panned in the next 3 months. I have got a grand total of 531 uses, 531 touch points, and we are now over halfway to the 1,000 goal, and I do think it's going to be within the next year. I think we're going to pan all of these. I do think we will hit pan on every single eyeshadow. Obviously the more we get done, the less eyeshadows I've got to work on, so that makes it also go a little bit faster. That is the current progress of my pan that palette, and yeah, here's to seeing how quickly I can pan all these eyeshadows. I am a slow panner, that is to be expected, but I do love wearing makeup so much. I don't wear it enough, but I do love seeing like the progress happening, and having most of my collection is just staying now. I'm not really buying any new makeup, so what I have is what I'm working on, and so seeing these progresses happening and seeing the pans, the finishes, it's so exciting. Anyway, that is my update. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on Sunday for my next video, which I think is going to be my project pan update for March. So I'll see you guys then. Bye guys!